Charting errors and correction techniques. When documenting a medical record, remember that accuracy and legible handwriting are imperative. For this reason, it is suggested that progress notes be typed due to the importance of clarity. Since the patient's medical record is a legal document, in court cases and litigation, the medical record can be used as evidence with regards to the patient's care that was given. Attorneys and insurance companies will have access to the record. If inaccuracies are documented in that record and corrections were not done properly, the integrity of the physician and staff administering the care would be questioned. If incorrect information is entered into the file by mistake, it must be corrected immediately. To erase or white out an incorrect entry is never allowed and is legally not acceptable. To correctly handle the situation, you must draw a single line through the incorrect information, write the word error next to it, and in the space above or below the entry, write in the accurate information. The initial information should be legible. Write CORR in the margin or in the space allowed, along with the date and initials of the person doing the correction. Only at the time of typing a note can a correction be made using correction fluid or correction tape. It must never be done after the report or notation is finished and placed in the chart. When the physician of record reviews the final notations that have been placed in file, he may add addendums when necessary to indicate any other correction. Corrections may be done in computerized systems by adding an addendum or extra notation with the correct remarks. It is not acceptable to delete or type over the incorrect information at any time. Summary of rules for recording. Always use ink in whichever color is specified by the agency. Use only abbreviations approved by your agency. Write neatly and legibly. Use correct spelling, grammar, and punctuation. Write the date and time for each entry. Use the 24-hour clock or conventional time as per your agency's policy. Never erase or use correction fluid for errors. Put a line through the incorrect entry and write error and your initials. Sign all entries with your name and your title. Make sure that each form is stamped with the patient's name and identifying information. Do not skip lines. Draw a line through any blank spaces. Do not chart for someone else. Record only what you did or observed yourself. Never chart an action, procedure, or treatment until after it is done. Do not record judgments or interpretations. Use the patient's exact words whenever possible using quotation marks. Chart review. Medical offices may perform an audit or review of their medical files to ensure that proper documentation and office policies are being followed. A regular review of the information available in the records also provides a basis for evaluating the healthcare administered. An audit that is done by the medical office is called an internal audit. You may also hear it referred to as a peer review. Checklists may be used to monitor certain aspects of the documentation process. When auditing the patient records, staff may be looking for such things as that all forms clearly identify the patient involved, that handwritten notes are easy to read and coherent, that all entries are signed and dated, that codes used for billing are correct. When the audit is performed by an outside agency, it is referred to as an external audit. Audits may also be performed in order to establish that the patient's medical bill is correct. Insurance carriers or an auditor for the federal government can review records to determine the appropriate reimbursement to the healthcare office. Treatments and therapies must be carefully recorded as administered, or a private insurer may judge that the patient did not receive adequate therapy and withhold payment. The economic survival of the medical office depends on thorough documentation by all health team members.